Adam Foote just said exactly what we were thinking. Following the Canucks' 11th straight loss, the head coach finally admitted that the Vancouver Canucks have a serious issue within this organization, calling out the veteran players for something that shows a serious concern with the team that is looking to add young faces to their roster heading into not only this season but multiple years as they look at a complete rebuild. There's so much happening with this Canucks team. Now we're looking at this losing streak. We love to see it. This is a team that is currently looking to get as far at the bottom, even though they're already at the bottom, in the standings to land the first overall pick. Now when looking at this, technically this isn't the longest losing streak because they got some overtime points, but the Canucks are at 11 losses, which is the longest in franchise history, dating back to 97-98, when the Canucks lost 10 straight games. Now for team rebuild, which a lot of us are on, this is perfect. The Canucks are growing their lead at the bottom of the standings in order to get the highest chance at landing that first overall pick, the Gavin McKenna, Ivor Stenberg. This sweepstake is what's going to alter the Vancouver Canucks and their future with this organization. And now the big thing is, looking at this, a lot of people are saying, hey, this is perfect. We have our leaders not stepping up. This just shows that the Canucks are getting the highest odds, 21.8% where we stand to land that first overall pick. But when you truly dive into what Adam Foote said about the veteran players on this roster, it shows that there is a serious shift within this organization that has to be addressed with the young players joining. Now looking at the Canucks, technically a 0.1% chance at making the playoffs. Let's hope we don't win the odds on that one. But going into Foote, getting to the second period again, our veterans are the ones who feel defeated first. It's going on here for a few years. We get off one game, we get frustrated, we get complicated, and slamming the gate, things like that. It's something we gotta get out of our culture. Now, the culture around this Canucks team has always been in question. We see the memes from the country club all the way to all these players joining the team that just don't fit, like JT Miller. Now, of course, looking into this, a lot of people say, hey, bring in some faces. You add a couple guys. Marcus Pettersson was a name that the Canucks highly looked at because of how good he was in a locker room. Drew O'Connor joined this as well. Filip Hronek, there's so many names, but looking at this Canucks team, the fact that the veterans are not taking accountability, they're not stepping up, they're the first ones to get frustrated. Yes, you can look at a long list, Brock Boeser being the longest tenured Canuck, and say, listen, season after season, losing game after game, it takes a toll on you. I will not sit here and argue that isn't the case. But with this team getting so many young new faces within the organization, Niels Höglander, still young but been here for some time. Liam Ulgren, a new face. Atu Ratu is a full-time NHLer when he's not scratched. Zeev Boyum, Tom Villander, you can work your way down. There's so many young guys, and this is in the first half of the season going into a rebuild, and the Canucks cannot let this taper down. Now looking at the Canucks, you can look at the veterans. Once again, Brock Boeser, 16th all-time in total games played for the Canucks. Pettersson, 27th, and Tyler Myers at 30. You have three guys within this current team that have been on the Canucks for the top 30 lists. With this, Adam Foote goes even further in to say, our culture is not going to be that way anymore. It gives us our game slightly off our game plan, just a little bit too long. I've been watching this for a long time to say, like, we got to stop burning ourselves by getting frustrated. We got to stay within the plan. The plan's working, and it's our vets. They gotta hang in here. Now listen, I don't give Adam Foote a lot of credit. A lot of things he does I do not like. We see David Kempf leading the Canucks forwards at 5-on-5 when it comes to the center position. Atu Ratu constantly scratched, and Evander Kane, though having a good game versus the Islanders, is constantly a forward in the top six. A lot of stuff Adam Foote does as the first-year head coach I don't love, but the fact that he admitted this, he came out to say, we have an issue with our veterans. We have an issue with the culture. That is changing. I really respect that for a coach that is looking to prove a point. Now with this management, a lot of people are looking and saying, hey, we need to get rid of Adam Foote. We need to call up Manny Malhotra, but why throw him to the Wolves at this point? Let Adam Foote ride this season out. If Adam Foote can sit here, if he can change the culture, if he can go to management, hand them a sheet of paper and say, this is our issues, we need to move them, That is perfect. Something needs to give within this organization, and he continues on. We're at the point now where I get frustrated when the next injury comes. Demmer goes down. I get it. It's frustrating. It's like, what just happened, right? It's crazy. We cannot get defeated feeling and get frustrated. The lingering here. And if you want to win and be more consistent, they've got to get it out. And it starts with their veterans. Once again, I love that Foote is not calling out the young guys because this is not their fault. Zeev Boehm is in his first full season in the NHL. Same with Tom Villander. DPD got stints. But even looking through this roster, the veterans have to step up. And looking at the injuries, yes, this is a serious issue that the Canucks cannot get away from. Thatcher Demko is out at the moment, and I flashed it a second ago, but I will show you an update from Patrik Allvin. Marco Rossi, Filip Hronek has been out since the Washington game. Same with Teddy Bluger, who's expected back very soon, along with Hedl and Derek Forbort, who looks like will not be back this season. The Canucks have an injury problem that they can help. Listen, someone goes out and gets hurt. This is not on them. Yes, you can go out and play a better way where you don't put yourself in those situations. But at the end of the day, if the veteran players are getting upset, if they get a goal against and they go, slam the doors, put their head down, don't boost up this group. This is going to be a failing matter that's going to trickle down season after season on the young guys. If you have a manager that looks at you and says, hey, I hate the way you're doing this, and he gives you that hard time, he doesn't help you and just keeps yelling, that person, when they become manager, is probably going to do the exact same thing. And going into Demko, I know this is a lot. I think we're going to look through it, taking opinions from other resources around the world to see where his status is and what needs to be or not done. Now with the Canucks, this is Patrik Allvin when asked if Thatcher Demko is going to go into season-ending surgery. The Canucks are looking at not having their starting goaltender yet again after the 21 game mark. I believe it was 20 games last season, 21 this year. The Canucks have an issue with Thatcher Demko, of course, but this is where the bigger picture comes in. Yes, this is going to be a season where we're going to suck. It's going to be a long ride, not only this year, but into next year. But this is a team that needs to prioritize the future. I'm at the point now, you need to bring in those key guys that are not only going to produce because you want to see good hockey game after game. And I'm not only saying that because I'm coming to BC in March to watch a game, but this is also a team that needs to rub off those good habits into the younger guys so they can continue developing this future of the team. And once again, it falls back onto the current veteran core and how management handles this draft. But what is your guys' thoughts on this? What is your thoughts on Adam Foote coming out to say, yes, we have a problem that is changing? Of course, you can say words, but actions are going to be big. What is your thoughts on the Canucks so far this season? Do you hope they don't win another game so they're almost solidifying that top #1 spot? Let us know all your thoughts down in the comments. And let's go into comment of the day coming through with Livewire. And he says, I love how in love you are with Caleb Malhotra. Mark is going to lose his beep if we draft this guy. Listen, Caleb Malhotra is a very good name. A lot of people looking at this draft are saying he could legitimately be the top center coming through. Of course, Ivor Stenberg and McKenna are both the wingers, but I think Caleb Malhotra is an awesome player. Not only saying that because we have Manny Malhotra, but he's going to be a name to watch. Let us know down below who you excited for the Canucks to draft. Who do you want them to target? Should they trade up to get a guy like Caleb Malhotra with their second first-round pick, maybe third, depending on who they move? Let us know your thoughts down in the comments. But I've been your host, Mark. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe, share this with your friends. We'll be back in another episode, and take care, Canucks fans.